I'll do 2 weeks if I can. I'll put it over 2 weeks. I'll help you get it.
I guess Chris is on here. I didn't expect it to be easy for Chris to attend.
I'll do it. You'll have I said,
That it's your suggestion project. Right from there.
He got in a lot of trouble for defending Trump and people were shunning him on Martha's Vineyard. And he had a town meeting on Martha's Vineyard.
We need a temporary timer. Leslie is the timer, and she hasn't gotten here yet. She said she was planning to come. So we need somebody who can start off timer.
I'll get this. I'll do it. Yeah, that's right. If you got this to do.
Appreciate your enthusiasm.
Thank you, sorry.
Welcome to our weekly Toastmasters meeting. I'm Peter Ash, Sergeant at Arms. My first job is to remind everyone to please make sure that their cell phones are not going to ring during the meeting by placing them in vibrate or silent mode. My next job is to introduce our guests, and we're fortunate to have 3 guests here today. One person has been here a couple of times before in the past, and I'm glad to see her back again, Katie Kevorkian. He was invited here as a guest at Ralph Dancer, I believe. Our next person that I want to introduce is Sonia George, who's sitting back there. Can you stand up, please? So we can see you? Don't sit down so fast. Tell us what you do, where you're from, in a 30-second elevator speech.
I'm Sonia. I live pretty close by in Sudbury. I'm a pharmacist. I've been a pharmacist for 15 years. I've been married for 20 years. My oldest is going off to college this year. So I wanted to focus on the next phase in my career, which is going to involve a lot of presentations and public speaking. So that's what I'm doing today.
Welcome. And our third guest is Jim Bernhardt. Jim, will you please stand and give us a 30-second elevator speech, or even a 15-second elevator speech? Where are you from? What do you do while you're here?
All right. My name is Jim Bernhardt. I'm originally from Washington, D.C. I've been up in the Massachusetts area for about 30 years. I do presentations, facilitating, and event creation. In the past, before that, I was a network engineer. I want to improve my skills presenting on all different levels. And so that's very important. I've talked before with people where I stood up, but I want to do better.
Okay. Welcome. Now, what is next on the agenda? Is that the Toastmaster or the President?
Toastmaster.
Okay, so, our Toastmaster, Ravi Sagura. Ravi.
Good afternoon. I presume most of you got the theme for the meeting today, and this was done before the meeting with Mr. Putin. I can't believe the time we are living in, but I want to share with you a little bit some thoughts that provoked me to put that theme for the meeting today. I said too much political tension. I think there's too much tension, political and otherwise. The uncertainty, I've never seen, I've been in this country 50 years, and I've never seen that much tension in my life as a result of what's going on outside my household. The Trump's Helsinki trip really topped it all off. Even before that, and he's been a president only 18 months or something like that, but it seemed like for years he's been there, because every day he's making the news, which is out of a non-news. So I don't get it. Is it me? Or is it really everybody else feeling the same way? I have never slept midnight or 1 o'clock. I never watched the news at midnight. Now I see every news, even though the news is being repeated 3, 4, 5 times the same thing. Even at 10 o'clock, they have breaking news. At 11 o'clock p.m., I'm talking about breaking news. And all coming from one source. What he said yesterday, and what he said now to repeal what he said yesterday. And then they have another news item within an hour. Oh, what they said 2 hours back is being modified again. I am not a Democrat or a Republican. I have voted for Romney. I have voted for Baker. I have voted for Democrats also. But he seems to be the president only for one group of people, about 37 or 40. Those are the only people that matter. That's what he's doing, good, right or wrong. What happened to the fact that when the president gets elected, he says, I am the president of all people. Okay. If I get excited and I sound like that, that's because I am. I was shocked when he said in Helsinki, he said, well, you know, I talked to Putin and he said in a very strong way he was not involved. You know, why don't you ask a thief, were you involved in stealing stuff from my house? Where is that common sense? He talks about had a degree from University of Pennsylvania, Wharton School, see, I'm so bright. Forget about all that stuff. What about the common people? You think the rest of us are stupid? Truth is very hard to find. Every statement is being contradicted the next day and is only targeted to one audience. The 37 or 40% people, whatever he has, and I don't know where they're coming from because I'm listening to the same news I'm assuming they're listening to. And secondly, the policies that are coming up. Take the tax bill. $1.3 trillion was added to the deficit. This is when all the Republicans were talking at the top of their voice how we are going to really cut the deficit down. Look at Obama. He took it from 10 billion to 20 billion, even though half of that came from Bush. Look at the people who are in the lower half of this country. I'm not even talking about lower 10%. What happened to the health care? Every day something is being eroded. What happens to all those people? The money that's being given to corporations, they're buying stock. I am beneficiary because I invest in stocks. But that's not what I need. I could easily do with 4 or 5% less performance if that's the answer. I worry about the people who cannot afford. And when you listen to Warren Buffett, he says, you know, let's not raise the minimum wage. Keep it at $7, $8, and we should give them through grants and through other stuff and all that other stuff so they can take care of it. I don't know where that money is coming from. So, I'm glad many of you responded to this. And by the way, it is not a conservative or liberal issue. It's an issue of our survival, our well-being, and our reputation. Where do we lose? Who is going to trust us? Most importantly, our friends. Merkel, the British lady, everybody, he goes and inserts them in their own house. Okay, I hope we'll have an interesting meeting. So the next speaker is